All right, welcome back, my friends. It is the day after Independence Day. I'm taking a little walk right around the corner from where I live. And this is a really cool place. I don't know if you can see it or not well enough. I'll try to put it in an aspect where you should be able to get a wide enough view of what I'm looking at. But this house over here was recently built, and it's just so cool looking. And she's got, like, I don't know, a horse farm. I know she has donkeys. She has donkeys because we hear them. But it's so beautiful. And wish I could go pet the donkeys. You know why? Because donkeys make me happy. I love donkeys. Who doesn't love donkeys? You know, they're very people friendly. They're kind of like dogs almost. Okay, so I don't really know that. That's just what I'm told. That's what I read. Haven't had a personal experience with one. I haven't been kicked by one. I have been donkey kicked, but not by a donkey. But anyway, I want to talk to you today about what it takes to make us happy. And I want to know what it takes to make you happy. If I was to ask you that, the first thing that might come to your mind is, well, more money. That's the first thing that comes to a lot of people's minds. And I just want to express that, you know, a lot of people say the best things in life are free, correct? But do we really believe that? Do we really believe that? Because when I saw this question posted on something, I asked myself, can I think of 3 things that make me happy, that give me a really good feeling, that doesn't cost me anything? I had to think long and hard. I'm not really sure what that says about me. Maybe I don't think about it enough. Maybe it's something that lies under the surface of my conscious. Did I say that right? Anyway, so I want to imply here that maybe one of the keys to happiness is recognizing and acknowledging the things in life that are free, that give us a really good feeling, that make our day just a little bit better. And so what I'd like to know from you guys down in the comments is, give me something, give me at least one thing that is free for you that just makes your day better. I'm gonna give you 3 of mine. All right, 3 of mine. The first one is the smell of a book. Now that might sound weird. And mind you, if I was to make this list tomorrow, I might say different things. I mean, it's very possible. It's very possible that I'd come up with completely different things. So some of these things are going to sound very random and kind of weird, probably. But the first one is the smell of a book. You know what I'm talking about, right? When you, I heard a horse. When you open up a book, smell the pages just kind of come over you and conjure up memories, maybe thoughts. And for me, it's exciting because I know I'm about to go on an adventure, or at least I hope I am, and become acquainted with friends and the characters. And I just never know what I'm going to learn, what kind of trip I'm going to go on, and that resonates with me. So the smell of a book is something that I relish. I actually love it. Whenever I go to Books A Million, or really any bookstore, I love the smell of a bookstore. I could actually have that pumped into the air of my house and I'd be happy. Because when I go there, I'm like, I just want to read every book there. Well, not every book, but you know, most books. And so whenever I am in Books A Million, I always want to go home right away and just start reading for the rest of the day. I generally don't, but sometimes I do. So that makes me happy. That makes my day better. The second one is the smell of the smile of a baby. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever been in line in a grocery store, or maybe you're sitting down at a restaurant somewhere, someone around you has a baby? I'm talking about one that can't walk and can't talk. The only way they can communicate is through expressions and through crying. And you look at the baby, its eyes are locked on. You know how they do. They just kind of gaze, or kind of deer in the headlights look, and they smile at you. And that just makes me feel so good because it comes from a place that you know is authentic. They don't have a reason behind it. They don't even know why they do it. They just do it because it just happens. It's organic. And it makes me feel really good. It actually makes my day brighter. In fact, me and my wife talk about it all the time. This happened recently. And she's like, did you see the baby smiled at me? I'm like, yeah, I saw. Baby smiled at me too. Yeah, well, it smiled at me first. Yeah, well, it's probably pooping its diaper or something. You know how that is. That's what they say. But I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna say the baby smiled at me. But we get a little competitive about it. That's how we've had 4 of them ourselves. So we're very well acquainted with babies and what they do and why they do it, or at least we think we do. Yeah, so the smile of a baby is free. It's authentic. It's genuine. You know, it's just free. It's a poopy diaper, but that doesn't bring me any kind of joy at all whatsoever. Okay, so the third thing is the change, the transformation that comes over an individual when you take the time to express interest in them. Do you know what I'm talking about? There are a lot of people in this world that feel irrelevant. They don't feel like they're even being seen. Sometimes they don't feel like they're being seen inside their own home. And when someone comes along and shows an interest in them, and this is how some people get in trouble, by the way. But by the way, this is a new development over here. The one we just passed over here. I didn't even know this was down here. These houses. Anyway, I digress. When you take time to talk to somebody, you listen to them, and you express to them, I want to know about you. I want to know what makes you tick, and you don't include yourself in any of it. It's strictly about them. And you see this look of appreciation. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe that's not what it is. I'll turn around here. Maybe it's not appreciation so much. Maybe it's relief. Maybe it's somewhat of a sweet sadness. I don't know what it is. But I didn't speculate about that before I made this video, but nevertheless, yeah, that brings me joy. And it's something that I will always relish. Now, I will tell you, here's an example. Here's an example of that. So, I was at an account lately for where I work. I work in the utility industry. I was working at an account, pulled up, and I think I had to turn this person off for non-payment. But an old lady came out, and she told me she was in her 90s, and she had a husband and 2 children that had passed away before her. A couple of them just recently before I talked to her, and she was still in good spirits, and she still had a daughter that was alive. But she was in her early 90s, and I talked to her and I just showed a lot of interest in her, and I told her, I said, you're very interesting. And she was just so happy about that she told me, she goes, I'm gonna write down my experience with you in a book, like a journal of hers. I'm gonna write down my experience with you in a book. And that made me feel so good. Not because it was just about me, but because it meant that much to her. So maybe you can learn something from what I said here. I don't know, okay? But it's not about me being right or my examples here being better. It's just, these are just the things that I thought of today. Like, these are the things that make me happy, right? And there's a lot of other things that do too. But I'm gonna guess that if you take the time to think about those things, or maybe write them down or tell somebody else about them, you savor the experience and you're left with something positive. I think life is just so much better like that. Is this guy following me? Is that what he's doing? That's annoying. Like, why would you do that? Why would you just follow along behind somebody like that? I don't know. That's not one of the things that makes my day better. All right, guys, give me some examples down below. Like, tell me what makes your day a little bit better. What's a feeling that you derive from something or someone that just kind of tickles you inside and you want to tell other people about, and you want to remember it over and over again. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I am making this on my Insta360 X4, and I'm using the free frame mode. I've never used it before, so we'll see how this comes out. But anyway, it's hot out here. I'm gonna get going. Thank you for listening to me, and make sure you check the description down below. Consider donating to this channel to support what I do. I can get better gear for this kind of thing, and so I appreciate every single one of you. I like seeing that. I like seeing when someone comments and they say it made some kind of a difference to them. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. In the meantime, be wise.